Okay, this problem is going to help you remember how to write the equation of a graph given the original parent graph. So here we have already our graph f of x, and if you remember, this is just the absolute value parent graph, which is just f of x equals the absolute value of x. So I want to write the equation of this transformed graph down here, g of x. Okay, so we have to figure out what did we do to f of x to get to g of x. So lots of times, oops, there's the bell. A lot of times, or most of the time, every time actually, I want you to write h, r, v, d down the side of your paper. Remember, h is horizontal shift, then r is reflection, v is vertical shift, and d is dilation. And I want to know, what did we do to go from f of x to g of x? All right, so if we look first, is there a horizontal shift? Well, I really focus on this point right here at the origin, our vertex there. I want to know, did I move that point left or right? Well, it doesn't look like it. I want it to go there. It didn't move left or right, so I'm going to write none. Okay, so now then, was there a reflection? Well, do you see how our arms are first pointing up and now they're pointing down, which means yes, there is a reflection. And since they went from up to down, we reflected over what is known as the x-axis. So that's an x-axis reflection. Now the vertical shift, do you see how it went down 2 units? So down 2. And then a dilation, if there was a dilation, the arms would be on the inside for a stretch or the outside for a shrink. And since they are not, we're going to put none for a dilation here. All right, so, oops. So none. All right, so now we're going to take all the information we just figured out and we're going to put it in the equation. So I'm going to write it over here. So we know we're labeling it g of x because that's what they called it here. So g of x equals, I'm going to kind of leave some space. I know there's going to be an x and there might be some space around here. So the first thing is this, oops, didn't mean to do that. The first thing is this x-axis reflection, all right? So an x-axis reflection, they are negatives, and the x-axis goes in the very front. So very front, we're going to put a negative there. So that represents the x-axis reflection. Now, there is no horizontal shift, which means we are not adding or subtracting anything on the inside. So the only thing inside the absolute value is just the x, so absolute value of x. And then the down 2 is going to go at the very end, and since it's down 2, it's a minus 2. And then that's all. So negative absolute value of x minus 2. So here is our equation.